And it's the next day. No, noontime, probably around noontime. Heat's been on for about an hour, but it's still kind of cool in here. It's 51, it's 33 outside, so I'm still letting it heat up a little bit. Happy with what I got done so far yesterday. Tapped out a couple of little dents that were down in here. And I think I'm going to let the body kind of heat up a little bit before I start spreading any more material on it. But I can continue to carry the torch as far as sanding. Hear the wind? Oof. But a couple things that I kind of worry about me is like that high spot, and it kind of goes right down the line. You'll see it there, there, there. That is from where it was all overheated down below, and it kind of distorted the metal. I did my best to try to shrink what I could. But I could feel that waviness in this middle panel. A little lump. That's a ding. I could feel that to about right there. Continues to have a curve in it. So hopefully I'll be able to bury all that with fill and kind of come down over the top of that and bring this all the way up. If not, we're gonna have to see what we can do. This panel feels pretty good. Feels straight right where about my finger is. I stopped dropping down below that. I can feel a little bit here. Probably where it was rubbing, right about there. We're around the tape line. So we can continue that up too. But I want to start getting some of that metal prepped. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to clear that section out right there, work on that, and then I want to continue around the corner here and get this stripped off. I know it's dark back here, but there's a bunch of right in there. The metal's kind of beat up a little bit. It does seem to be pretty much all metal. Never been replaced, which is nice. Usually those the ass ends rot out very quickly. So it seems to be holding up pretty good. So let me turn the camera off and turn the sander on. waiting to see me hit my fingers, aren't you? I know you're kind. Stubborn. Camera time. Well, since I have help that has volunteered to help sand and sand some more, I decided that's pretty much what we're going to do. We're going to peel back all the rust and kind of attack more of a larger area. Before, when it was myself, I was afraid of how far I'm going to get and then how much I can complete and not. In other words, I don't want to take all the paint off the whole thing all the way around, have it bare metal, and then only get so far doing something and having to move it out into the weather. So that's the issue at hand. I'm trying to maintain enough of a area to work on, but not overextend. So, that make any sense? The gas end's all cleared off. Everything from the door, the dog leg, that panel, back, around, and around to the corner has all been cleaned, sanded, etched, cleaned again, etched, sanded again, etched again, and then neutralized one last time. And then the very last thing was is I wipe it down with glass cleaner and then hit it with a hair dryer to just get rid of any contaminants, and then we fill over the top of it. For the door, took the door off and we stripped it. Brian sanded it and knocked most of the rust down. I came back. I found the wire wheel, the knotted wire wheel, has been what is doing the trick on this. You can use flapper discs too, but what I like about this, it does not take any of the metal away. It only takes the smaller material, a little bit softer material. So like this was all Bondo from 1972, but it was on there, man. It's like a dragon, don't it? It's the head. That was on there, and any of the old paint is really puts up a good fight. It's got a little dent right there. Looks like somebody drilled it and pulled it out at some point in its past. So I'm going to drill the Bondo out of there, and I'll just take the plug welder, the MIG welder, and we'll just plug weld them shut. And this is what it used to look like. Heck, this stuff is like petrified. That, like whenever you hit whatever paint is left over, is really on there. And that'll be more of the same. He's got the gates kind of sounded down. They're next for the wire wheel. I don't know how much lighting we got for here. No. But the heavy stuff's been knocked off of them. Yeah, I'm not sure. I may put all the time into the outside of the gates and not be so crazy about the inside. You can imagine how much work that's going to be to get that perfectly perfect. So, we'll see. And so starts another work day for us. I probably hit this, I don't know, I'm trying to work from the bottom and layering it, working my way up, and then catch whatever low spots are still on the bottom as I'm going along. And if you look at it, you can kind of see, you know, it's a high spot, so that means that's low, that's low. Same thing here, here. So I'm going to keep kind of coming over that. It feels pretty good at this level up here. It's not wavy at all, but I'm still trying to bury that part of it. It's getting there. Plastic car. And Brian's been coming over and having at her with the wire wheel and just giving hell to the gates. As you can see, the hard part's trying to get the paint off, wherever the paint is left over, and then trying to etch it out of the little corners. But they're looking pretty decent. I'm not going to go crazy on the bodywork on them, especially on the top surfaces where you know, they're going to get banged and hit a lot. The bottom, of course, where I welded it, I'll do my best to seal that up, but it's looking pretty good compared to that. think Brian's here right now. Just heard him pull in. There he is, coming in the door.
Howdy-ho.
Howdy-ho. And then in the back here, there was a little spot that punched through, so I welded a square from the back side of it and gave that a lick on top of there. And I'll start seeing it in that. So on with process and progress. People are asking what we're using. Are we wearing a respirator? Not wearing a respirator, but we're wearing decent masks that are, I think they're for TB.
I'd have to shave my goatee to get properly fitted for a respirator, and that's not happening.
So I'll turn you guys back on when we start getting some progress. Roto-Rooter action on. Yeah, it's all proud right there. It's gotta get hammered down. See if we can try to tack up, fill up those holes a little bit. Not without a helmet on. Thought I had everything. Alright, let's move.
Is it on fire in there?
Eh. Whoosh! Should really be nothing in it. Good. Alright, we're not burning down the forest. Overdid it on that one. I had to chase it. One more. Hi Lou. Hello. The main idea of that is to try to block up the back pour so that when you put Bondo over it, moisture doesn't get behind it and swell the Bondo up and blow it out. So that's the idea of filling the hole up so that it'll be sealed all the way around. Let's see if you can knock them flat. I think we'll leave it like that. It's got to get hit right here a little bit. Nope, it's still going to be making noise. I might leave it like that. I think that should be good. So I just got done dumping more of the car on the floor. And I am using a Air DA for most of it. I like working the beginning of it by hand because you can get to feel the panel. Overall, you get like feedback from sanding it with that thing. You're just a vibrating mess, you know. So it's low here, high, and there. That's real solid. I've whacked on that before. That sucker ain't moving. And I think I am going to call it right there. I'm not going to keep building it out and building it out, try to bury them. We're just going to go and work around what we got. That's what I say now anyway. So I'm going to go switch over from a flat board sander airfoil to a DA of sorts and see if we can start knocking it down and kind of contouring it, because all these little lines are going to come back, and then you can actually kind of roll it into those lines. You know, that one. This needs to be dug out and welded yet. You could probably even, I'll do that after I DA it, make sure I don't want to go over it again. Yeah, that's it. That's our plan. So I want to make a piece of metal for over here. You guys see over here? Yeah. This right here is now opened up, and I want to replace this metal bead that was originally in there. So I want to make a piece and then tack it in, and then I'm going to fill back in with Bondo on the sides of it. But I figure it'd be a lot easier to carve the body line straight before doing it. So let's see how this works out. So I'm trying to figure out what that angle is, and I figure my best bet is just to go back on the back half of the wheel well, and this should be pretty close to what that is. So let's go with, we're going to want extra, so we'll call it right up there. So I'll use that for a pattern. Let's see what thick kind of metal I have to cut that from. We'll cut like a 1/2 inch thick strip, and then we'll fine tune it and bend it to match that. Alright, so just took my scissors, cut that out. And that, get it in there, fits that cut out pretty good. Then I took that, this is 1/8 inch, and made a line, backed it up, made another line, and I figure we're going to leave it a little on the fat side. And what I'll do is I'll body work up to it, and then whenever I want to leave this reveal on the end, you know, whatever even amount after the Bondo's backfilled to it, I can carve it and keep, you know, the 1/4 inch gap all the way down, or whatever it is, you know, up on top. Whatever the width of that is, I can shave it afterwards after it's filled in. That's the plan anyway. So let's get to cutting. Alright, headlight out of the way. That's that, kind of fitted up inside there. As I said, I left it proud so I can kind of grind it down afterwards when we're done. We can figure out where we want that to be. But I'm going to try to get a couple of tacks on that and get the tools and my temporary clamp out of the way there. Only has to hold for a second. And see how straight it is, and kind of tack it, you know, tap it around a little bit if we have to. But I think we're pretty good. It's kind of hard to tell with the vice grip's right dead center in the middle of it, but I think we're on the money. It's like we can go that way a little. Yeah, it looks like it's leaning that way a little. So I just bash it off the car. What do you think? No more. I'm going to snap it right off. See if we can get some of that weld that's hanging out past the line down a little bit more so we don't see it. Everybody's favorite tool you have now to adjust your volumes. That filled in pretty good. So we figure we'll come back, we'll kind of hand sand that and start feathering it into that line, but that makes for a good parting. I think the whole thing worked out pretty good. And the next side should go faster because now I know how to do it. And I said, like, when I'm done, I'll come back and I'll take the flapper disc and I'll knock off this edge till I have the same reveal as that. Then I went around and just kind of hit. We're mixing smaller batches now, at least. And I had some areas ready for over here. There's a dent in the door, and I filled those welds in where somebody look like they hammered that out. So chasing them around, and then the back corner is getting muddied up a couple of times. I'll start sanding it on them, get them laid down smooth. So I think we're gonna wrap it up. I got more than enough time. I should for this video, and the light's flashing. So again, thanks guys for watching, commenting, subscribing, and I'm going to continue on this for the next couple of hours, but that'll be on the next video. So I'll see you on that one. Later. So we get a couple tacks on. Gloves. Don't know if it's going to burn the Bondo back or not. So I figure I'll dig it back if I have to, but if not, we'll leave it right where it is. Ah, you suck. Perfect for the bloopers.